My Hero Flippin' Academia. Here we are again.
Another!
You know, including Treesicle, we've been talking about this show for like 4 years now. It's had its ups and downs, one of the latter being 3/4 of this latest season. However, season 4's finale was kinda whoa. And that's the thing, My Hero's highs are just so freaking high. What started out as a decent season with the overhaul arc shifted to school festival BS filler, and I thought that's all we were gonna get. But the last 2 episodes brought the show back to the height of excellence I've come to expect from My Hero, and more importantly, they hit on a question I've had in the back of my mind since season 1. What happens when the symbol of peace is gone? The final 2 episodes just begin to answer that monster of a question, and with the answer, a spotlight is shown on the number 2 hero, Endeavor, temporarily lifted to number 1 only to have it made official in front of the entire world. But everyone knows Endeavor is not All Might, and the number 1 slot doesn't mean what it used to. The idea of the symbol of peace is changing, and it is up to Endeavor to fix it. So let's get into it. Big shout out once again to the patrons for keeping this show going. If you would like to help support the channel and be a patron as well, the information for our Patreon is in the description, and I definitely would love to see you there. Thank you so much. On with the show. There's a difference between being the number 1 hero and being the symbol of peace. I think we all know that despite the 2 titles seemingly conjoined with the top hero. The status of symbol of peace must be earned through proving yourself beyond the means of any ordinary hero. Have you ever considered just what the symbol meant under All Might? It's important to understand what All Might did for the world of My Hero Academia, both the good and the bad. He propped up the world on his shoulders. Every worry, every fear, everything was taken care of because he was there. The symbol of peace doesn't just refer to the world having less crime, it refers to the general state of people's mentality. All Might instilled an era of mental peacefulness for all mankind because there was nothing he couldn't handle. He was so powerful and confident that everyone else got to rest easy, and it shows. And remember back in season 1 when the diarrhea villain force-fed himself to Bakugo? This villain's attack is met with the response of like 5 heroes: Baseball Guy, Tree Trunk, Thick Lady, Fire Hydrant, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and none of them could do a damn thing against Diarrhea Boy. Or at least they wouldn't, once it became clear that none of them had a quirk that was particularly good against that villain. That's how the world worked. Heroes were essentially Pokemon, and none of these 5 types matched up well against Gigantamax Muck here, so they just did damage control and waited for a hero that had a useful quirk. Tree Trunk literally says, "Fire and wood don't make a good combination. I'll let someone else stop this guy." That one line sums up the world All Might inadvertently created pretty damn well. If a hero can't stop something, well, don't worry, there'll be someone else who can, and that someone elsing eventually leads to everyone looking at All Might. He's the entire world's fallback plan, and we see that in the crowd that's gathered, all asking where he is and why he isn't there. This attitude is exactly what brought out Stain, and also exactly what All Might didn't see in Midoriya. Midoriya rushed in to help despite the fact he was completely unfit for this fight. He acted when a handful of trained heroes did nothing, and that's what made Midoriya stand out. He has the mentality of a true hero to get the job done no matter what the cost, to Detroit smash his face into the problem with sheer willpower until it goes away. That's what the symbol should do, take the world on their shoulders and take every hit, all the pain, and win anyway so no one else has to. The symbol is the fear barrier that lets everyone else sleep easy at night. It's a perceived invincibility, and it's not a good way to run a global society. Fear shouldn't have free reign because one hero retires. The entire hero profession should be seen as the symbol. And if one falls, the idea should remain intact. But My Hero's world is far from perfect, and its heroes are far from perfect because its concept of heroes is imperfect. A hero is someone who saves the day. It's not a job, you know what I mean? Once something becomes a profession, i.e. you get paid for it, that thing begins to become weighed down by levels of bureaucracy. In My Hero's world, being a hero isn't much better than being a cop. There's literally rules and laws as to how you do your job and consequences to breaking those rules. Some people are going to have to die if the restrictions placed on heroes get in the way of saving them. And that's not how heroes are supposed to operate. All Might could do it, but he could conceivably do anything. However, for your everyday beat hero, this results in a scenario where a diarrhea monster almost kills a kid. However, these imperfections lead us back to Endeavor. Now, in my eyes, Endeavor is a bad man. You're bad. You're a bad man. What he did to his family will never be excusable. No matter how many people he saves, no matter how far he rises above the rest, he will always be held accountable for that and will never be able to fix it. But I also think he knows that now. The second to last episode of season 4 has Endeavor officially being named the #1 hero despite only being ranked 4th in popularity. His personality is perfectly contrasted by the new #2 hero, Hawks, who is all personality but can't really do much against super powerful foes. This isn't to say he's a bad hero. In fact, the show specifically takes the opportunity to show how intelligent and diligent he is despite his young age and rebellious attitude. He's a great small town hero. Stop the crazy naked dude, help a lady with their luggage, save a dog. He does all this with ease while spending time researching and chasing rumors. He's no slouch, but he doesn't have the abilities to stand alone against global threat level enemies. He's more of a rescue guy like 13, super useful, but no way he's winning against that high-end Nomu. However, he can save over 74 people from a falling building at once. It's a different skill set. What makes Hawks so important is that he fundamentally understands the position Endeavor is in. He saw Endeavor rise to the 2nd spot as the only hero to actively challenge All Might's position, while everyone else just cheered for All Might from the sidelines. In a very real way, Endeavor is the only one with a chance to replace All Might because he's the only one who's ever actually tried to. Unfortunately for his entire career up until this point, his hero mentality has been catastrophically skewed. He understood winning no matter the personal cost, but misunderstood that the cost to his family wasn't personal. They weren't his, they were people who also needed him to be their hero. Todoroki was born just because Endeavor was trying to create a better version of himself to maintain his inevitable reign as #1 with a greater successor of his own design. Todoroki's cold side fixes Endeavor's one weakness, overheating. And as we can see, it's how one defines no matter the cost that matters. In his induction ceremony for the JP Hero billboards, Hawks gives a very Hawks-esque speech before handing the mic to Endeavor, who has just one message for the world. All jokes aside, the final episode is Endeavor attempting to prove to the world he is the person to fill the #1 spot, and the anime kind of shoves it down your throat in a way to make it obvious to anyone. But as Endeavor fights the high-end Nomu and seems to be losing, a reporter covering the scene stares with dismay while saying there is no symbol. People are panicking and we're seeing what the world could quickly devolve into, just fear and chaos. The world isn't ready to lose the idea of the symbol of peace, and more importantly, they aren't ready or willing to place that idea on the hero profession as a whole. Right now, the symbol must be one person, and that person must always win because that's the definition All Might gave the symbol of peace. Endeavor knows this and Hawks knows this, so they do what is required of the symbol, which is win at any cost. Endeavor is literally melting his insides with heat, and Hawks is searing his wings to help him, all to prove to the world that they're safe beyond any doubt. When Endeavor blasts his final prominence burn, falling to the ground, it's no coincidence he raised his fist just like All Might used to. The message is clear: I'm your symbol, and I will win for you. But what really hit me was the change in Endeavor that goes on throughout the fight. His initial assault fails time and time again against a new kind of enemy. He goes through a period of failures again and again in his own debut. It isn't until his face gets smashed, ironically mirroring what his son looks like thanks to him, anyone else notice that Endeavor realizes exactly what it means to be the last man standing between peace and annihilation, and the effort and sacrifice it truly takes to maintain that border. He begins to understand the difference between his win-at-any-cost mentality that produced Todoroki and the win-at-any-cost mentality that is needed of the symbol. The two are worlds apart, and as Endeavor flies into the sky with the Nomu, he says, "You are me from the past, or from another future." Now, we've seen the slow, small changes in Endeavor since All Might's retirement, and this is the culmination of that. He's taken to heart that he must be the strongest at any cost, but selflessly now, not selfishly. While All Might was the symbol, Endeavor did anything to catch up to him as a personal vendetta. It was about him and what he wanted. He didn't care what others thought or who he stepped on to reach the top. He didn't care what happened to his family. He pushed for his perception of the best because it was what he wanted, not because because he wanted to help people. Now Endeavor realizes that his wants don't matter anymore as people are crying in the streets watching him get his shit pushed in. Now, if he has to destroy himself from the inside out to win, he has no choice. It's the kind of action we've seen from Midoriya time and time again. He's put himself in precarious positions where he could be injured beyond repair for the sake of others. And he trains not to be in the top spot, but specifically to keep others safe. For the longest time, being the strongest hero was Endeavor's goal, his obsession really. It's only now that he's been thrust into the philosophical understanding of what that title represents that he realizes the true weight of the crown. We really see this thread come loose when Endeavor seeks out All Might to talk to him in episode 16. He outright states he knows what All Might's built is crumbling and then asks, what is the symbol of peace? Obviously, All Might doesn't have a simple answer. He saw that everyone in town was uneasy despite plenty of heroes being around, so he wanted to be a symbol that changed that, but he specifically tells Endeavor that he shouldn't follow the same path to become the symbol, but instead to create his own path. In that same episode when Endeavor meets with Todoroki, he says that he's proud of him and he'll strive to be a hero that his son can be proud to call his father. It's this moment that I think we see a genuine change begin to happen. It's no longer just about himself, it's also about his son, and through his son, Endeavor starts to become a hero everyone can be proud of. He's never going to be as genuinely good as All Might, and Endeavor knows this. And I think the whole world kind of does, but regardless, Endeavor is now taking a path fit for him. And this path is outlined clearly during the ceremony where he officially becomes hero number 1. When it's his turn to comment, he keeps it short and serious. Just watch me. Endeavor isn't going to be the hero that's always smiling. He won't be doing interviews or going on talk shows or anything like that, but he's telling the world, just watch me. You'll know why I'm here. That's the hero I am. The finale of the season is him coming through on this promise. And as he rises into the stratosphere with his fist down the Nomu's throat, he mentions that he always hated the school's motto before screaming it into the Numo's face as he unleashes his ultimate effort. But it's a new ultimate for him. It's plus ultra. The world watched as Endeavor won no matter the cost to himself. He took All Might's symbol and United States have smashed it. It's not about the publicity or the face, it's about actions. And Endeavor's actions in that fight are those of a new kind of symbol. There's a new fist to look for, and every time you see it raised, you know you're safe. But you also know that that fist didn't happily jump into the fray with a smile on. That fist went in with grit and determination because it needed to. And the fact that it's still raised is due to a man's willpower to do good, no matter the odds. The end of the fight is the climactic cementation of Endeavor's new character. He can't be compared to All Might. He's not flamboyant. He hasn't saved the world like All Might has. He's imperfect, and in that way, far more realistic. Kind of like Batman minus the money. He's done wrong to those close to him. He's flawed, but this is a start on the path to some kind of redemption, the atonement of an anti-hero. The karma of the past coming full circle with his face being destroyed, just like he destroyed his own sons, the realization and acceptance of change at a crossroads, and the choosing of the right path. This fight is Endeavor's end of trying to imitate All Might's symbol of peace and become his own symbol of peace. He raises his fist just like All Might, but it's important to note that he raises his right hand while All Might raises his left. Both are symbols of victory, but they each hold a different meaning. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Endeavor raises his dominant hand, because in order to win this fight, he really had to do everything he possibly could. He had to put in that full effort. And even his family, who have actively hated him their whole lives, can't help but watch on and be amazed. It's a symbolic difference for a different symbol of peace. This is the moment when being a hero finally surpasses the desire to just be the strongest. In 2 episodes, Endeavor became a hero that we can relate to, feel for, and actively root for. That's a pretty incredible feat for an abusive, power-hungry, unlikable, and neglectful parent up until that point, but honestly, that last episode gave me the chills. Now, if only season 5 will stay consistent instead of giving us another 13-episode run of some school festival crap, that would be great. Hello, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. It is 1 a.m., which means that this video drops in like 9 hours. Just awesome. So I'm going with my new look, my Corona chic, which is when you just take all of your and you throw them out the window because you've been locked in the house for over a month. We have our patrons to thank. So lucky patron of the week is Hero Girl. Thank you so much for being a Bonsai Pop patron. Dirks is going to be our Super Saiyan God. This video, Dirks, thank you so much for your very, very generous contribution to our channel. We appreciate it so much. It's hard to put into words, into a little box and give it to you, but hopefully right now, thank you is doing it. And last but not least, I just want to give a very special shout out to our top patron, Calamity Cookie, who's been killing it for months. Really helping us out. Your donation is more than generous. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram for extra content. Make sure to check out Patreon, because we actually do put out a lot of extra content on there for a very small amount of money. My name is Mike. This is Bonsai Pop. Here is Endeavor doing the stanky leg. Enjoy.